Hey, because of something that I shared on another video, someone asked me a question about my personal experience with coffee and OMAD. So I just wrote down a bunch of things that I want to share. And I want to say this is my experience and opinion, because one thing to remember is that on every topic, every single topic, there's always going to be different opinions, right? Someone's going to tell you that it's perfect and there's so much research behind it and that it's the right way to go, and then someone else would tell you that there's research on the opposite idea, right? Supporting the opposite. And sometimes we need to stop listening to other people and listen to our bodies, listen to your intuition, listen to your gut, right? And so what I'm going to share is my experience and things that I've learned. All right, so we'll do pros and cons and then some tips. Number one, for the pros, that coffee is my pronunciation is going crazy now. Coffee is an appetite suppressant. I believe green tea is another one. So if you're starting out on OMAD and you're probably going to be hungry, most likely you'll be hungry. So if coffee helps you to extend your fast and actually make it to dinner time without having to eat anything, then that's perfect, right? And if that helps you, and if you do okay with coffee, then great, right? Then number two is that autophagy, people pronounce that different ways too, is increased with coffee. I can't remember if it's the caffeine itself or the coffee, like the phytonutrients and whatever in the coffee. But if you look up things that increase autophagy, which is one of the best benefits of OMAD and any kind of fasting, coffee is one of them, right? And the longevity benefits, the repair benefits in your body. I will make another video on autophagy, by the way, so if you're interested in that, stay tuned, because it's a fascinating topic and I want to share with you as much as I can. But anything you can do to increase that, in my opinion, is very beneficial. We know the benefits that has, so if coffee helps you, why not? And then three is also the mental focus that people feel with coffee and fasting. I don't know if you get it with coffee itself, but with fasting and coffee, people see incredible results in that. I've seen it sometimes, not always. Sometimes I see that myself, that I can concentrate more and more productive, more like focused on what I'm doing, what I want to do, what I have to do. So if that helps you, great. Then coffee gets a thumbs up. Now I'm going to share some of the cons. This is my opinion that, well, according to many people, coffee will irritate the lining of the gut. Like I said, different opinions. You're going to hear different stories. This is just my one thing that I've learned and that I've seen in my own life, right? To me, it does irritate my stomach a little bit. Sometimes, not to get too specific or too graphic, but I do need to go to the bathroom a little more often, right? For not number one, but number two, right? So I'll say it that way so I don't have to say diarrhea on a video. That I do get diarrhea sometimes with coffee, right? So I'll avoid that word. I won't say diarrhea on my video, but I'll say you might have to go to the bathroom a little more often. If that's not you, great. But a lot of people do agree that coffee might irritate the lining of the intestines and all that a little bit. So I don't know. See how you feel. Sometimes I actually feel great. I don't have any issues with coffee. And it's funny, one thing that I'll share, the more that I play around with OMAD, the more that I do it, the more I'm healing my gut, the less that affects me. So I don't know if that's related. I don't know. If you overdo it, if you have more coffee than you maybe can tolerate, you'll feel like shit and you might get a headache. That happened to me not too long ago, maybe a couple weeks ago. No, it was actually longer. I was trying to get into ketosis. I was doing the ketogenic diet. And I know that coffee helps. And there was a video by, I think it was Thomas DeLauer, amazing guy, that talked about a higher dose of caffeine or coffee releases more ketones into the blood. So I was trying that out and I felt like shit by doing more coffee that I could tolerate, right? I overdid it, but that was just me. But if you overdo it, you might feel crappy, especially as you're transitioning into OMAD. Because you might be going through too many changes to add so much caffeine to your system. That's my opinion. Another opinion of mine is that you might not give in your system as much of a break as you could. this is purely my opinion, but I also heard, I think it was on Joe Rogan's podcast, he had a woman, I forget her name, I'm sorry, but if you look it up, it's easy to find, that she's shared an idea in the lines of like, anything other than water that you're having through your fasting window, you're actually kind of trigger some of the metabolic pathways or whatever, that actually the liver will have to do some work, other organs might have to do a little bit of work, so you might not give your body the most, how the hell should I phrase this, like the biggest break that you could give your body, right? So it's like, okay, relax, chill, repair, rebuild, do whatever you gotta do. I'm not gonna give you any more jobs right now. So coffee might make your liver do some work. I don't know, I'm not an expert on this, don't quote me on this, I'm just sharing my opinion, my experience, and I do see that I get better results when I do just water, but you don't need to do that. Water with sea salt for the minerals, by the way. Then just a little tip is that when you're just starting out in OMAD, maybe tea is a little better. Maybe as you're going through so many changes, transitioning, and your metabolism is changing, and all this crazy stuff is going on in your body, you're detoxing like crazy, maybe adding caffeine to that might not be the best. I don't know you, I don't know your body, I'm just talking from my experience. Sometimes I do better with just water or tea, either decaf tea or teas with very little caffeine content. That might be better as you're starting out. And an interesting point is that many people believe that they do perfectly fine with coffee, but one thing that I find is that the healthier you get, the more you react to things that initially you didn't react to because your immune system was so beat up that it didn't even have a chance to react. It's funny, people have no clue why this works. I've seen it over and over and over with friends, clients, family members. The healthier you get, the more you react to things that are not the best for your body. So you might notice that if you stop drinking coffee for a while, you get healthier, and then you bring it back to your diet, you might not actually do that well with coffee. That's just something to consider, just an idea. So when starting out, it might be better if you do tea. I don't know. What do you think? And if you're gonna do coffee, use only stevia, otherwise you're not doing a fast if you're adding honey, sugar, or things like that. Most people know that, but I just want to make sure I mention that. Don't use any weird alcohols like sugar alcohols and all that crap. Don't put that chemical stuff into your system. If you want to do OMAD for the long-term benefits, then do a clean diet, as clean as you can. So either stevia or only black coffee. And I'm going to share another cool thing that I've noticed. I could never drink just black coffee, just coffee by itself. The taste, I couldn't take it. I had to actually add so much sugar, like honey or like some kind of sugar, ideally no white sugar, but or what else, or a ton of stevia. But now when I'm doing OMAD, when I'm fasting for a while, I don't know what it is, but now I enjoy black coffee by itself. I have no clue what it is, but it's just like my taste buds have changed. I actually enjoy the taste. And I actually like having the coffee by itself, not adding anything to it, enjoying the coffee, enjoying that without having to make it sweet, without having to change anything. I don't know, it's been a cool experience to actually see this shift. So, the other thing too is that the sweet taste, I've heard this from other people, I don't know if it's true, I'm not going to give you 25 research studies to show you this, but that the sweet taste could trigger hunger sometimes. If you overdo it on the sweetness of some drinks, you might trigger hunger. I don't know if this is an actual like physiological thing or more of an emotional, mental, whatever thing, but that might happen. So another idea just to consider. I'm just throwing ideas so you can consider that. Maybe they can support you. Maybe this is just useless stuff, but I just wanted to share. So I hope you have an amazing day. More coming soon.